Good morning, everyone. It's Marty Harger, and today I want to talk to you about the 5 doTERRA essential oils that can help you as a yogi to shift your perspective. So, the reason I want to talk about this is with the full moon and the eclipse, and it's the end of the year, and it's the holidays, and it's the pandemic, and the energy is just like, like this, right? For a lot of people right now. It's this pushing and pulling, and I've talked about this before. It's definitely about clearing and creating, and it's very unsettling at certain times. So maybe you find yourself in a place where you're sort of noticing that things feel half empty or the glass feels half full. And depending on the day, you might need some help clearing your perspective. So today, especially this morning early, I got some very distinct messages today about what I wanted to talk with you about because it was what I wanted to talk to myself about. And in my meditation, I found myself really struggling with this perspective of joy and sorrow and perspective of loss and gain. And I had to really think about like what's going on with this settling, right? This juggling that's going on. So I have a book that I use, and I pulled this book out, and interestingly, the reading was something that really asked me a question of how do you choose to look at a glass that is only half full? Do you look at it as, oh, I only have this, or, oh, wow, I already have this? And so it was a discussion and an exercise around the concept of creating more gratitude for what we have. Now, the third thing that happened for me this morning in a very short period of time was to just hammer home this message for me in my practice, which is I actually pulled a card from a deck that a friend of mine, Brianne Hovey, created called Soul Truth. And this is a great deck if you don't already have it. And today, this was my question. Am I focused on what I am losing or gaining? And I know that's backwards on Facebook, but am I focused on what I am losing or gaining? So I kept looking for this answer, and I thought about, I need to incorporate this into my practice today. I need to incorporate the oils that would really help me. And there's this turmoil going on for all of us about the optimist and the pessimist. Everything is fine, and no, it's not fine. I should be grateful, but I feel this. So this whole thing, this whole energy of shifting is really about letting go and about this combination of what I'm seeing and feeling myself is around this whole idea of fear and gratitude and ending and starting again, losing one thing, gaining another. And it's very confusing. Emotionally, it can be very unsettling. So here's how I'm handling this in my yoga practice and with my doTERRA oils. And by the way, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you an idea about how you can get some videos, some free videos from me on the whole idea of a yogi's guide to essential oils. So if you don't already have that, I'm going to tell you how you can get that. So the first thing I would really recommend is that you take a serious look when you're in this unsettled place at your asana practice, whether you're teaching or you're practicing at home. It's really important that you start moving that energy. And I mean that in a very dynamic way. So everything from, maybe a more twisted practice, so you can look at things from different perspectives, using more postures that are about moving that energy and perspective to see all sides of the issue, right? Take a look at everything around you, front, back, and then we'd look at up and down, right? So anything upside down, looking at headstand, handstand, anything that you can do that will really bring you a different, even an inversion, anything that's going to bring you in a different outlook at what's going on. The second thing is that I created a blend that I want to talk to you about, but you don't have to do this as a blend because depending on how you're feeling, you might want to layer this in on yourself, on your body. You might want to put it in a diffuser and use it that way. And so what I wanted to do was create something that could help me lift myself out if I'm feeling pessimistic or I'm feeling ashamed of something or I'm blaming something, and move towards gratitude and move towards optimism. And when you combine that with your yoga practice, whether you make a blend and you roll it on, or you make a blend and you throw it in the diffuser, not throw it, you drip it into the diffuser, or you actually layer these oils on. Some of you might like all these oils and some of you may not like all of these oils, but I think that being consistent with this combination of your yoga practice and the oils and being patient with yourself and other people so that you can use the tools that you know work for you. For me, those tools are the doTERRA essential oils, my yoga practice, my meditation practice, journaling, and also being in a combination of both movement and stillness in every single day. And then asking yourself sort of the hard questions. And what I would suggest is in a journaling exercise is taking the time to identify things that are positive and the things that are negative, and really literally make a list side by side and take a look at that. I mean, that may sound simple, but if you incorporate these essential oils I'm going to talk to you about in a second into that practice of comparing what's working and what's not, you're really going to start to see, wow, things are really going well for me more than I realized. And I really want to focus on the positive. That's what's working. As we're coming to this end of this wild year of 2020, there's a lot of things that we need to look back on. And not every day is a bed of roses, right? So speaking of that, let's talk about the essential oils that would be beneficial. So the first one I want to talk with you about is spikenard. And spikenard is a really unusual aroma. Not everybody really is sure what to do with spikenard. So I'm going to tell you one idea that I like, which is blending with spikenard, because I think it makes a wonderful base note in a blend. So I have a little mini vial, and this is how I do my blending. I practice in something small to see if I like it. And part of this, by the way, is when you blend essential oils, you want to make sure you let them sit at least overnight so that you can see how they meld together. Like, how do those aromas mix together? So spikenard is the first one. I'm going to put 1 drop of spikenard in here, hopefully, for you. And spikenard is the oil of gratitude. And isn't that the perfect thing to start with? So actually, you know what? I'm going to put 2 drops of spikenard in there because I need a little extra gratitude. Okay, so spikenard is a heavier scent. It is a little unusual. Some people don't really like it that much because it smells really earthy, rooty, like almost like the dirt it comes from, but it's an amazing oil. And I would really encourage you, this one comes from Nepal, and spikenard, being the oil of gratitude, is something that's going to bring us into a place of appreciation and feeling less of a victim and more acceptance and gratitude and less selfishness. So I don't like to put those labels on everything, but sometimes when we get like, you know, the woe is me thing, we're kind of just focusing on ourselves. So when we can start to focus outward to the world, we can get a really different perspective. Again, combining this blend with your asana practice, one that involves a lot of flow, a lot of movement, is going to get things moving as we come into the end of this crazy year. So 2 drops of spikenard. The next oil I'm going to put in is 1 drop of Melissa. Melissa is the oil of light. And, you know, of course, we need more light, right? And I hope I just get 1. Yeah, Melissa is a very powerful aroma. It's actually very, very strong, and it's helpful to help us release anything that's holding us back. So we use Melissa to get us into flow, and it definitely is something that helps us up-level our dreams, our thinking, and make us feel more optimistic. So what you're going to find in this blend that I'm creating is this combination of oils that are going to bring more optimism into what we're doing. The third oil I'm going to add is actually, for a blend, is lavender. And I'm going to put 3 drops of lavender in my blend. If I was just using these layering, the spikenard, the Melissa, and the others I'm going to tell you about, I might not put lavender in there, but from a blending perspective, lavender, as many of you know, is an oil that really helps other oils come together. It marries aromas, and so it's a nice mid-note. And lavender is the oil of communication and calm. So as we get this blend together and we start to want to go out into the world with more optimism and more gratitude and start communicating that and helping others, particularly your yoga teachers, helping other people to see the benefit or the wonder in the world today instead of focusing on what isn't working. So this is a really great choice. The third oil being the lavender essential oil. The fourth one I'm going to put in is 5 drops of tangerine. Now tangerine is the oil of spontaneity. So be a little wild, a little crazy, a little creative. And oh, there we go. There's 5 of those. And here's the thing I love about spontaneity right now. In this time in 2020, a lot of us don't feel very spontaneous. We feel like everything's very controlled for us, and we're kind of told what and how we have to do things. So creating spontaneity in your life is about lifting that dark mood and creating more opportunity to use your creative sense, to use joy, to bring more optimism into what lies ahead. And using that in our little blend, we have 5 drops of tangerine. The final oil I'm going to use is actually a blend of citrus bliss. And this one from doTERRA is absolutely delicious smelling because it's all citrus oils with a little bit of vanilla. And this is the oil of creativity. So why do we need creativity? Creativity is not, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 5 of those. 5 citrus bliss. We need creativity not just to, kind of get stuck in this, I've got to create a book, or I've got to create a recipe, or I have to create holiday gifts. Creativity, you guys, is really about being creative with your mood and emotion right now. And again, you yoga teachers that are out there listening to this, I really hope you'll be listening to what I'm saying today. This is not a Marty Harger just needs this. A lot of people need this ability to gain perspective, particularly in December, particularly as we're coming into the new year. This could be a wonderful blend for a new year effort to kick things off for people and help them learn about these 5 oils and blends, combine them together, create a beautiful roller bottle and a tool they can use as they're journaling or creating affirmation in their lives. This is something where we can realize that the endings or the half empty is really the beginning of something new. So the half empty is really the half full, right? And it's about our perspective. Can we be an optimist? Can we move towards optimism with a creative mind? Oh, this is a great combo, you guys. So anyway, I have pre-made one of these for myself. So I'm going to use this just to kind of wrap this up today. Again, you're going to use 2 drops of spikenard. Oops, I don't have a lid on this. I better be careful. 2 drops of spikenard, 1 melissa. You're going to use 3 lavender, 5 tangerine, 5 citrus bliss. And the ultimate end of this blend, or the aromatic influence of this blend, is very light. Okay, even though it's got the spikenard and the melissa that are a little denser, a little more dense in aroma, the ultimate aroma of this is to lift. It's very uplifting. And in the darker days of winter, don't we all need more of that? Don't we all need that in 2020? As we come to the end of this year, again, full moon energy, eclipse energy, all this stuff going on, the holidays, like, wah! And I think that giving ourselves tools in our practice to really lift up our creative energy, our light, our ability to be spontaneous with gratitude is very important. So if you want to learn more about the essential oils, or you're interested to know about my free 5-part series called The Yogi's Guide to Essential Oils, please visit my website, martyharger.com, and sign up for my newsletter, because that's going to activate 5 free videos for you to learn a little bit more about the essential oils and how to blend them into your yoga practice, your yoga teaching. Also, of course, encourage you this holiday season to take a look at the Essential Yoga Program book, on which all of my teachings are based. And also online, you'll see my Essential Yoga Academy for those of you that are really interested in going more deep into the use of doTERRA essential oils with your yoga practice and teaching. So I'd love to help you. If you don't have the oils I talked about today, please reach out to me and let's connect so we can get you started with these beautiful gifts of the earth. Oh, that blend is really nice. You're going to love it. And I really wish you a wonderful week. We're starting to lift up our energy now as December gets underway. Wishing you a beautiful day today as well. Namaste.